In week one, our note-taking assignment has a couple of questions that I want to review. The first question that I want to review is question number 6, identify types of economic resources. Those economic resources are called factors of production, and they are 4. One is land, one is labor, one is entrepreneurship, and another is capital. Let's just write these down real quick. So land, which is the natural resources, which includes oil, minerals, forests, etc. Capital, and capital has a specific definition. It is not money. I repeat, capital is not money. Capital is machinery, equipment, factories, things that will help us to make new products. Labor, we know what labor is. That's our minds, our muscles. That's us. And lastly is entrepreneurship. I have a hard time spelling that, but entrepreneurship. That's just a fancy word for management. That's the people who make the decisions. And they are important in terms of the process of making things. Next question that I want to take a look at is question number 8. Explain a direct and inverse relationship between two variables and give an example. So variables are two factors that can impact of a situation or a transaction, etc. So we refer to one as being a dependent variable and the other one as being an independent variable. Let's write down some of these things. So we have variables that can either be dependent or independent. One depends upon the other. One is independent of the other. So an easy example might be, I'm not sure how to spell dependent. I spelled it 2 different ways, so one of them is likely to be right, one of them is going to be wrong. But one is dependent, the other one is independent. So let's just talk for a second about pounds and calories. Pounds and calories. Sometimes I like to make pictures, so let's just, I'm going to make a piece of pie to represent calories, and pounds, I'll do a barbell. So we would expect that one of these is independent and one is dependent. And we identify the independent one as calories. The number of pounds either gained or lost is dependent upon the number of calories that we consume. So if we would expect that if the consumption of calories increases, that means that the number of pounds that we have is going to go up. Now look, these two variables, though one is independent and the other is dependent, they move in the same direction. And when those variables move in the same direction, we refer to that as a direct relationship. Now, what if we talked about another variable besides calories? What if we were to talk about a variable that maybe is exercise? Not sure how to spell exercise either, so you can tell my spelling isn't all that great. So I need a picture for exercise as well. So let's talk about somebody running. That's somebody running, and they're running fast, so we'll put some wind here. So we would expect that if exercise increases, that the number of pounds would go down. So this is referred to as an inverse relationship. The variables are moving in opposite directions. Inverse. Okay, last question I want to take a look at is question number 9. Given the linear equation, consumption equals 100 plus 0.25 times income. So we want to take a look at this. Basically, it says how much we consume is based upon our income, but even if we don't have any income, we're still going to consume a certain amount. We have to buy some food, we have to buy, some transportation, maybe a bicycle or even a moped or something. So we're going to consume a certain amount even if we have no income, and that's shown in question. Let's talk about A. First of all, identify the dependent independent variable. Consumption is dependent upon income, and there's how you spell dependent and independent, not the A. The one that I spelled wrong is the one with the A at the end. So consumption is dependent upon income, income being the independent variable. How much consumption do you have if the income is zero? So all we're going to do here is we're just going to put zero in this little equation. We're just going to put zero in this little equation here, if this allow me to do that. And so I'm going to put zero here. And so zero income. So I have 100 plus 0.25 times zero. That equals, my consumption is equal to 100. Part C, if one's income is 2,000, what is their estimated consumption? So instead of zero, now I'm going to put 2,000 in here in terms of income. And so now I have 100 plus 0.25 times 1,000. So 0.25 times 1,000 is 500. So now I have consumption equals 100 plus 500. So now my consumption would be 1,500 if my income were 2,000. So see what happens? So now we could say, gee, what's the relationship between consumption and income in terms of these two variables? Is it a direct relationship or an inverse relationship? We say that it's a direct relationship because as income goes up, consumption will also go up. They move in the same direction. Okay, those are the things I want to talk about in terms of week one. Hopefully that was helpful for you.